Welcome to Learninstudy, where the learning never stops. My name is Anshul Maske, and I'll be your instructor of the course A to Z of the C programming language. So, also a small tip, if you want to master C language, code along with me by taking pauses. I'll give you the instructions where to pause and you can code along. Let us start with the history of C language. C is a general purpose programming language originally developed at Bell Labs by Dennis Ritchie Sir to construct utilities running on Unix. As you may know, Unix is an operating system. It has become one of the most widely used programming languages, with C compilers from various vendors available for the majority of existing computer architectures and operating systems. As of September 2020, C is the most popular language. This graph shows the popularity of three programming languages, namely C language represented in blue color, C++ language represented in red color, and Java language which is represented in yellow color. As you can observe from the graph that the popularity of Java has a constant declination. By popularity, I mean these are the number of searches which people have done over the past 5 years. And languages like C and C++ have a constant ups and downs, which means that these programming languages are at a constant pace and are still as important as they were in 2015. Now, a question arises, why C is still important as a programming language? In the era where we have languages like C++, Java, Python, Lisp, Ruby, R, etc., why do we still need to learn C language? So, the first and foremost point is it laid the basis of modern programming languages. Modern programming languages like C, C++, Java, C Sharp, and many other languages are derived from C, meaning they are built upon C. C is a middle level language. Middle level language tells us that program we use is human readable and at the same time it is close to the machine. Close to the machine means it will be executed in lesser and lesser time. I can assure you that on grasping knowledge of C, you can learn any programming language. Here is a sample program which prints the output hello world on the output screen. As we go along this course, we'll dive deep into the codes. Now, let us discuss the programming style of C. C is a static typed language. Static typed language means whenever you want to use a variable, function, arrays, whatever entity you want to use in your program, you will have to first declare it. You will have to say that I will be using this variable to store an integer, to store a character. You will have to specify this to the computer. Line breaks are given by semicolons. In C language, a semicolon denotes that the line ends here. This is a command which ends here. So these are very crucial point in C language. Now you can check the two codes given on the screen. The code on the left and the code on the right are same code. They will produce the same output when compiled and run. So what is the difference? The difference is the first code has each space, tabs and new line at proper positions, whereas in the code which is on the right, each command is given in a single line. These both codes are valid, but it is always preferred to give spaces, tabs and new lines whenever it is necessary. Here is a detailed process of how the compiler linker loader works. First, whenever we write a hello.c program and compile it, the compiler creates a hello.obj file. Now, this hello.obj file is a compiled code of our written code. Now, there are some pre-compiled codes written in C language. For example, in the previous hello.c program, we saw that we used a function named as printf. Here you can observe we used a function known as printf. Now printf is already compiled in the compiler, and the next step is to link it with the R code. So the linker does this job. It takes the hello.obj file and links the library functions which we used, and this linker creates a hello.exe file. Now this hello.exe file can be run directly. To run it, we'll have to pass it on to the RAM. So loader does this job of passing the .exe file to the RAM, and whenever we run it, we see the output on our screen. In the next videos, we will set up our device so we will be ready to compile C codes and run them simultaneously. Thank you.